So while being bored in quarantine, I decided to attempt box braids in my hair on my own for the first time. It is currently 12:35. I will tell you right now, I didn't finish till 6 p.m. that day. So first of all, I started with the washed hair and I blow dried it just to make it a little bit easier for me to maneuver. But to be honest, that didn't even help because this was just a hot mess. So I started parting my hair in small box braids to the front, and it was harder than I thought. I don't know why, but it was tough. Okay, it was tough. Once I got one section down, I used grease to grease my scalp. Now I know a lot of naturals say they don't like grease, don't use grease because so many bad properties are in there. But to be quite honest, I grew up in grease. My mom used grease all the time in my hair, and to me my hair looked healthy, natural, and I don't know, just overall it worked for me. So I used that to grease my scalp, and then I used jam to slick down my hair at the roots and at the edges. To be quite honest, it gives me a nice sleek look, and that's very important when doing box braids or any type of braids in general. I did use rubber bands on my hair, but I later on found out that rubber bands is not a good idea because it continuously move, it doesn't hold in place, it's not reliable at all. And I would suggest using like head ties from Walmart or something like that because it will hold it in place much better. So I continue this process throughout my hair, well, at least the front section, and it took like at least 20 minutes. I don't know why, it should never take this long. And I try to pull out my baby hairs in the front section so I'll be able to slick it down when it's all over with. And I continue the process, putting grease, adding the jam, adding the rubber band, and just keep it moving. Guys, in the comments, please let me know what I did wrong throughout this whole process and how it'll be better for me to try it for next time. If you guys do braid hair on your own or you have braid hair in general, let me know your tips and your tricks to be able to make this process much smoother than it was. Okay, by the time I did the 4 in the front, I had to get my sister to do the back of my hair because I could not see it and I was not attempting to do it on my own. My sister came in, she did the part as I asked her to, and she did mention to me that it was going to be a little bit too big, but at that point I was just over it. And looking at this video, I realized how big it was, but it was too late to turn back now. So I'm finally finished with my hair, and then I had to go back into the front section and make this into 6 instead of 4. So guys, save yourself the hassle and do it the smallest as you can and the neatest as you can the first time around, and don't do anything that I'm doing in this video because it was all wrong. Finally, once everything is finished, I got these synthetic hair jumbo braids pack from my local beauty supply store. At that point it was closing, so I think I got it like for 50 cents, which is a really good deal. I have like a box of this hair laid out in my closet. So how I section it evenly, I divided the full set in half, and then I divide that other half into other half. So I did it for 1/4 of each section was a braid. So the tutorial that I was watching made it a little bit more difficult because she took a centerpiece and placed it in the middle, which you're supposed to braid into your hair. But to be quite honest, I was not getting the hang of it, so I did it my own way, where I used the synthetic hair as the two outer pieces and my hair as a middle piece, and then I continued to braid down. But I slowly took hair from the end pieces and blended it into my natural hair, if that makes sense. Tip for this is definitely use your hand and go straight down, because you will see that the hair was tangling as I went through, and it took a longer period to detangle, and your hands were getting cut up. It was just a mess. So just use that time, take your time, and use your hands and pull straight down to the end of the hair so it would not get tangled. Okay, so that was by far the easiest thing that I've done. So now I had to go back again to the front section and divide it in 4 instead of 2, because it was way too big and it didn't look good the way it was folding from side to side. So I went ahead and did that really quickly, and while I was doing that, I boiled water, because the hot water is going to seal the edges of the hair, not the edges, sorry, the ends of the hair in place. If you guys don't feel comfortable using this hot water on your hair alone, just put a towel around you so that way the hot water will not go on your skin if the hair decides to drop or you've made it fall by accident. So just be careful when doing this. If you want, you can get someone else to help you also to make it much easier and better. Overall, I did think the braids came out really good. I got a lot of compliments, which I was shocked about from a distance. If you were up close, you definitely see the flaws in there, and you can see I did it on my own. But besides that, I think I did a really good job for the first attempt. You just have to have a lot of patience and just push through and just don't give up. For some odd reasons, my ends were coming out constantly, so I don't know what that was about, but maybe I didn't soak it in the water long enough. I don't know my mistakes. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, any tips or any tricks that you have for me. And I hope to see you guys in another hundreds, thousands, and millions of videos that I'll be making here on YouTube. Peace.